Hey guys, welcome to Pressplay. I'm extremely excited today to have NJD Studio and Salman, who's the co founder of NJD Studio, joining in from Riyadh. NJD Studio specializes in creating games that are focused on racing. So, motorcar racing is super popular in Saudi. Also, NJD Studio is amongst the youngest startups in terms of the age of the founders. Salman is 25 years of age, and we are super excited to have Salman on Press Play. Welcome, Salman.
Thank you, Vinit. I'm glad to be here with you in Pressplay podcast. So let
Yeah,
me start to explain what Najd means. So
sure.
Najd, it means Riyadh. It called before Riyadh was named in like 200 years ago. So we name it Najd because we want to show the transformation 200 years ago, what's happened in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh. So we want to simulate this in our company.
Oh, wow, super cool. I did not know that.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
thank you.
Uh, and, maybe we kickstart by uh, you sharing with us your background, one, and second, what made you start NJD Studios?
Of course. So let me take you back in the time. In 2011, I was already programming and creating back-end services for gaming and services for gaming at the back end of networking of the game. Then let's go 2016 when I started to create games. Back then it called Unity 4, I think, or Unity 4, yeah, Unity 5. Then I started developing games until 2018. I've created like 5 games. One of them, which is that one is successful right now. It's called King Hajwala with over 5 million downloads. So I came from a technical background. Then I started to I want to change my let's say my line and taking this experience and technical, especially in games, to create games and to manage a company that creates games.
Oh, and wow. So you've
Mm.
been programming, you're 25 now, and 2011, so 14 years ago.
Yeah,
Wow, so you were like 12, 11, 12 years old when you
yeah,
started?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've
That's
actually it's also all related to games. Uh, it's I was offering cloud services for games and for modders back then, and yeah,
that's amazing.
so yeah, it's all linked together. Eventually,
Nice.
it's evolved to create games.
Okay, and so when did NJD Studios start, and how did you guys decide that you want to do something in specific games to racing? What was that journey?
Sure. In 2018, actually, it called Salman Studio. I have
Okay,
my co-founder back then. I've known him for like for 13 years ago. He's my friend before he becomes my co-founder. We started together from 2018 until 2022. Then we decided to, okay, this is another milestone that we want to do. We then decided to create NGD games in 2022. Yeah. After
nice.
that, in 2022, we joined one of the most famous accelerator in games. It's called Game Founders. It's accelerator that creates globally, not only in Saudi Arabia, but in that year they are coming to Saudi Arabia by MCIST, code for entrepreneurs, and we joined it. In 2023, we joined Inspire You from STC Accelerator, that is more focused on the business aspects rather than games. that help us to how to manage and operate and create strategies for the company.
Wow, amazing. So I
Thank you.
love the fact that, you know, it's important to tell the story to the viewers and listeners of how Saudi is really pushing gaming from the grounds up. You know, where youngsters like you are being helped in the journey via accelerators that you mentioned. And one of them you mentioned is by the STC group, right? Which is the Saudi
Yeah,
Telecom.
yeah,
Got it. And so you want to share with the audience, you know, I think it's a good time since you're talking about the STC help that you got. How exactly do they help you, and how did they sort of assist you in the journey?
So, in the first place, we know Inspire You from STC. It's the one of the most strongest and the famous accelerator here in the MENA. They support you financially and give you guidance and mentorship. Uh, they are more focused on business side, like I said, and how to create relationship and partnership, how to negotiation deals with VCs or angel investors, and how to manage the financial states of your company. Also, they give you a lot of offers from partnership companies that with STC group or outside STC group that can really push the boundaries of your startup. So does that answer your question, or there's
Yeah, no,
something need to clarify?
absolutely. Absolutely. This
Yeah,
is amazing. I think it's something that other startup ecosystems uh, should learn from, especially when it comes to gaming.
yeah,
Cool. So, you know, you I know we've spoken about it earlier when we first met, but you know, the NJD's vision, as I understand it, is to be closest to the player, right? So,
yeah.
how do you operationalize that? Any specific mechanisms that your team follows?
Yes. So I have a little story about this. And it's not kind from nothing, actually. So in 2018, when our first game hit, behind the hit is how we communicate with the players. So personally, I was very close with the players and respond with them immediately and make change that really players want. In 2022, I put this as a culture in our company, Next Games. That's something I want to be with the company in a growing state, and I want to keep it as a culture thing in Next Games. So how we communicate with the players, there is so many channels that we can communicate with the players, but the most closest one is Discord and Instagram. Of course, there is TikTok for quick answers, but for the hardcore players, let's say that is really fan of the game, it will be in Discord. So we link the designers, the programmers that work with us into the Discord, so they can respond to the players and say given a vote for something like I would say this specific car, do you want it or not? The players says, okay, no, we want the other car. So it's really make the communication between the players and the programmers, designers faster, and that reflects on the game updates also. So yeah, I think this is the
Awesome.
answer. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. So I guess just double clicking on that a little bit, uh, you are also creating sort of a gaming community, which you know includes the players, the fans, and obviously your team. Uh,
Yeah.
you know, how do you so Discord, Instagram, uh, are the specific modes of communication, and then
Uh, okay.
yeah.
Sorry, can you continue? Sorry.
No, no, yeah. My question was that, you know, um, how do you sort of build the community?
So in the beginning, before we build the game, actually, we build a little prototype, let's say, or 3D render for
Ah,
the game.
hmm.
Then we published or release it or post it in the social media. Then we see the interest from the players about this idea or this game. Then we take this interest to data-driven development. state. So we keep the players from the beginning until the game releases.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah,
So you basically you get some
yeah,
feedback,
yeah.
and then
Even
basis
for
the
the prototype of the game, yeah.
okay, okay,
And we keep posting even after the first 3D rendering of the game idea. We keep posting and getting the feedback from the players, and you create like something. We collect the players more and more with the post coming up. So eventually, that's coming at the end as a community.
got it. No, this
Yeah,
is this is great for folks who are in the gaming world or about to enter the gaming world of how to get feedback early on in your journey, and sort
yeah,
of then that impacts your decision to make or break the game. Whether to go
yeah,
ahead with development or no. And
yes,
because as a startup, it's like you got to pick your battles. You got to figure out exactly what you have to develop, so that your chances of success are higher
yeah.
as you release the game.
Yeah,
um,
as also, sorry for interrupt, but
sure.
as a startup, you want to look at the financial state. So in our case, we can't afford huge marketing campaigns.
Hmm.
So there is a point I want to clear. All of our games are organic users. So the 5 million downloads, all of them are organic.
Hmm.
Our latest game, Hajwala Corsa and Toon, also organic users that we are not spending any on user acquisition. Uh, the community help us to get these numbers.
Nice. This is
Yeah,
exactly so. That's the power of community.
yeah,
um, so Salman, you mentioned about how you started, what the meaning of the name is. You mentioned about the accelerators and how they help your journey. It's a nice segue to talk about your product strategy, or your gaming strategy. You mentioned about how you put it out there, get feedback, and then you basis the feedback, decide to release or work on the game or not.
mm,
uh, as an extension of that, any learnings? So you mentioned that you have one successful game. What's the
yeah.
name of what's the name of the first game?
King El Hajwala.
Right, right. So
It's yeah,
KOH in short, right? KOH
KOH.
is,
Yeah,
yeah. So that's 5 million plus downloads. Uh,
yeah.
how did you monetize that?
So it monetized the first game. Yeah, the first game was monetized by ads only.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a mistake to only depend on one channel of monetization.
Hmm.
But it comes with great numbers. But in the next release of our games, that we changed the monetization model. So we created as 20% advertisement that we lower it at the possible. Then we put game in-game purchases by 30%, 50% in game subscription. So it depends on the player's location uh, and the device type, Android or iOS. So uh, it's a lot of things to consider to do the monetization in games, especially because there's a lot of parameters you want to change. If the players was in Asian countries, that is really uh, make everything different.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of variables at play, and I love the fact that you learned very quickly from the first game that, hey, I cannot only rely on advertising revenue.
yeah,
I need to diversify my revenue strategy and then implement that in your other games.
yeah,
Uh, what else did you learn from your first
sure.
game? Yeah,
So we saw in the second game we released it, we saw uh, sorry, the first game or the second game? What? So
the
I can
first game. What
first
did you
game.
learn
So
from the first game? Yeah.
we learn about the players, how they love the culture things in the game. So
Hmm.
when you touch something that is really close to them, like say for example, street here in Riyadh, like let's say King Abdullah Street, and you put it in the game, that creates something that cannot be forgettable from the players. Actually, I have players playing the game since the release until today. Uh, He told me I was 10 years old. Now I am in high school, and he still communicate with us and engage with us and play with our
Wow,
games, and he excited for our next titles. So I think the cultured things in the game and the fun, it's really something cannot be forgettable.
that's amazing, and that can only be done, by someone who's building a game from Riyadh,
Yeah,
uh,
from
especially the
Saudi Arabia.
from Saudi Arabia, because that's
Yeah,
the cultural fabric that no other game developer who comes from outside
yeah.
can
So
really understand.
yeah, actually, we can see a lot of examples of that. Actually, there is a lot of racing games or that try to simulate the culture here in Saudi Arabia, but it's not get it right. There is a lot of misunderstanding of the culture, the cars, the environment of the Saudi Arabia. So there is not a lot of players or fans for that game. Yes, it's have downloads. Yes, it's have players, but you can't see it in any channels of social media. Unless you can right now in TikTok, for example, Hajwala Corsa game. Hajwala Corsa, you can see a lot of videos for this game.
Got it.
Yeah,
So you did the first game, you had some learnings, and you used those learnings in your two next games, which are currently on the market, right? Drift
yeah,
Toon and Hajwala Corsa.
yeah. As a
Uh,
soft launch,
as
so
a
it's
soft
different.
launch. Okay.
Yeah,
And Salman, you picked simulation and car games as your sort of USP as a gaming studio, correct?
yeah, yeah, of course. So,
And
okay, you want me to explain why we are focusing on racing games? Yeah.
yes, yeah. Why this genre? What is the reason?
So before everything, before I became a technical guy, I am a car enthusiast actually from the childhood to
Got it.
growing up. Yeah. So I think this is the reason. Also, there is something here in Saudi Arabia. We are we appreciate the cars. It's something in the culture here. We love the cars. I don't know why, but
Okay.
if you ask anyone here in Saudi Arabia, they will love football or cars or play a lot.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Right. Right. I guess football, cars, gaming. Right. I
but
think these three
gaming,
are.
yeah, gaming, yeah,
That's so you're
yeah,
marrying like cars and gaming. So your
both,
child
yeah,
success, high,
exactly,
of course, helps that you yourself are in Riyadh and are a car fan, a motor
yeah.
car fan. Okay, got it.
Speaking of which, there is a latest movie in the cinema here, created by Saudi guys. It's the
Okay,
top selling film in the cinema. It's actually about cars and drifting.
okay,
Yeah,
really.
yeah, yeah.
What's the movie called?
It's called Shabab al Bomb 2.
Okay,
Yeah, it's the top movie in the cinema right now in Saudi Arabia.
nice, nice.
So no doubt, cars and gaming here in Saudi Arabia is the top one.
And would you say that this is something that NJD wants to sort of double down on? Even your next games will be based on this, or you have an open mind?
No, we have open mind. So as I said, we love cars, but our latest game is Driftone. It's more focused on the Asian countries, Japan,
Okay,
Korea, Thailand, and South America, Brazil. So this game about GDM culture that is really popular in Japan and drifting. Also, we want to try something new, but still in our experience side, which is cars and racing.
got it. Awesome,
Yeah,
beautiful, man. This has been amazing to learn from how startups decide of what to do, right? This is your passion marrying with local culture and what people like.
yeah,
Um, and so let's talk about a little bit about your global ambitions. You mentioned that you're building games for obviously the Arabic culture, the Arabic youth. But you also said that you have Drift Toon, which is focused on APAC,
On, yeah,
right? So, what's your strategy for global games?
of course. So in this matter, we work with local guys over there. So our designer in the latest game is actually from Japan,
Ah,
and he understands the culture. So we have her help and ideas and what the Japanese people or about this GDM culture loves. So we decided to make the game as an anime look. So it's really something
anime
really
look.
popular in
Got
Japan.
it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's called
Okay.
cell. In technical sides, we call it cell shading uh, style. It's really popular in Japan and Asian countries. And yeah, so how we work with the global appeal, we work with guys over there and that culture that understand it
Nice.
really
So you
well.
basically you're sort of building in Riyadh with global experts in specific countries who can bring the local flavors from there to Riyadh, and you make it in Riyadh and sort of export it back out
Yeah,
to,
exactly.
to those users. Nice,
Yeah,
nice. And then awesome. Um, just to carry the distribution part a little forward, uh, these are mobile only games that folks can download on their iOS or Google Play Store or the App Store, correct?
yeah.
Okay,
So mobile games, there's a lot of matrices that you want to consider, uh, but there's three matrices that is really important. First one, the retention.
hmm,
The second one is revenue per day and revenue per month.
got
The
it,
first one
got
in
it.
the place is the retention. It's really important,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
it's yeah, and it changes between any genre of games. So let's say in simulation games, there is a specific number that okay, this game will be great. Keep continuing development or different genres, different variables. So it's
Awesome.
really complex side.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And plus now you have subscriptions as well, right?
Yeah,
So that also impacts your retention because you gotta it's a fine line balancing subscriptions, ad supported, in-app purchases, and all of that has to be balanced out so that people don't drop off.
yeah,
uh,
exactly. At the
got it.
end, it's a free-to-play game, so we consider players that don't pay.
Okay,
So yeah, it's at the end, it's free-to-play game. So all the players are winning. Either they buy items in the game or they didn't at all. So
got it.
they both can enjoy the game.
Nice, nice.
Yeah,
So Suman, this is beautiful, man. I'm super impressed at what you guys are building in Riyadh. A lot of respect for you to come this far so young. That's
thank you.
amazing. Um, tell us a little about your team. From a two-person leadership team to scaling up to global launches. Tell us more about your team.
So our team now it's two founders and one team member.
Okay,
Uh, our programmers and designers are across the world. We have in Saudi Arabia, we have in Jordan, we have in Sudan. At the end, they are working remotely, but the founding team or the managing team, operational team here in Riyadh, uh, our goal to bring these talents to Riyadh and
okay,
work closely together.
nice.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that. Uh, uh, and Salman, from the time we started talking, it's all about the ambition. It's about ambition to create something and have a voice.
yeah,
Um, and then I guess this is important. I'm just skipping a conversation. You've spoken about the team, spoken about your journey so far. What's your advice to game developers and studios when it comes to balancing fun, retention, monetization? How do you balance
So
that?
it's like I will tell my story as when I started creating the first game. So actually, I don't know anything of that. I just developed the game. I don't know anything about monetization.
Right.
I only focus on the fun variables. The most
Yes.
important thing that back then is the fun uh, thing.
Make it fun.
But yeah, but now I think there's a lot of channels that gonna help you in monetization. But I think the developers must focus more on fun rather than monetization. But my advice for monetization, I would say use meditation networks for ads.
Yeah.
So meditation networks that brings you like 20 networks in one place and bidding between these networks to get the maximum ECPM for revenue
Yeah.
for one player. So if the game is fun, of course you're gonna make a lot of money. If the
Yeah.
game is not
Absolutely.
fun, you can make anything.
Yeah.
So
It
yeah,
all starts by making it fun so people engage. And once people
yeah,
start engaging, then the chances of monetization go significantly higher.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Got it. And tell us, Salman, about see, ads is something that people understand. It's eCPMs. Again, CPM for everyone who doesn't understand is cost per mil or cost per thousand impressions.
yeah,
Uh,
cost for
that's
1000%.
that's the currency in which the ad industry works. And these are, Salman, video ads, banner ads, or both.
So it's different actually. So and it's different between type of operation system. So in iOS, I would recommend rewarded ads. In Android, I will recommend international ads.
Sorry,
Rewarded
Salman,
ads that,
can you
sorry,
repeat that? iOS is what ads?
rewarded ads.
Rewarded ads. And Android?
Yeah. Android, of course, international ads,
Okay.
international ad that shows between the scenes.
Interstitial.
Uh, yeah, it shows between the scenes
Right.
and rewarded. And actually, it's different between country and countries. So it's really something I can't really tell, but I would recommend this if the operation system, iOS or Android.
Awesome. Awesome. And then let me ask you the question about in-app purchases, because a lot of gaming companies and studios are trying to do in-app purchases. They've been trying to do it for a while. What's the conversion rate in Saudi specifically?
In, in Saudi, okay. So in Android, there is not a lot of buyers, but there is. In iOS, it's really something high.
Okay.
So I would say like 30% to 40%.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's a
So
really good insight.
yeah, so the most of the population here or the guys in Saudi Arabia, they have iPhones. So at the end they are rich. So who can afford the iPhone, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they find paying like 5 riyals. Okay, 5 riyals, you can see it as not a lot of money, but repeatedly that will create a lot of money.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, that's an insight on how to target, uh,
Yeah.
you know, across devices, across
Saudi
different.
Arabia, you have to create drifting game and put subscription in iOS. You're gonna be rich, man.
Okay, okay, that's
Yeah,
good advice. Uh, well, that's a niche area, which is there's a saying, right? Niches are the riches.
yeah,
You go niche, but you make sure that you do it well, and you will have a higher chance of success.
yeah. Actually,
Awesome,
in
Salman.
iOS, yeah. Also, one point I forget to tell. In iOS, also the advertisement giving you a high ECPM.
Compared to Android. So
It's
great.
like
So
yeah.
Right, right. So you got to
giving
figure
like
out the marketing.
4x than Android in
4x
Saudi.
on iOS compared to Android.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, okay, cool. Um, what excites you about the roadmap for this year, next year?
So I'm excited about net gains and our new opportunity with Impact 46. Also, I'm excited to see the government support and how that impact in 2030 vision with a huge support from the government in this entertainment ecosystem, I would say, in all aspects, esports, game development, even game city, like a Gaddia city. And I think this is great. And we miss a lot of things actually here in Saudi Arabia when it comes to publishing pipelines and also user acquisition networks, Arabic user acquisition networks. And I think the futures is really great for mobile games company, especially in Saudi Arabia.
Nice, nice. And then, Pressplay is about bridging Middle East and India and the Middle East in a way as well, because, I'm in Dubai. The fund that we are about to sort of start talking about in a bigger way is going to be focused on Middle East and India equally.
Yeah,
And I want to also explore companies from India to go to the Middle East, companies from Middle East to launch in India and give them access to the Indian population. I'm sure racing games are popular in India as well. Um, and then, so it's something that NJD should consider as well as you build out games which have the underlying ethos of fun. I think every
yeah,
youngster, everyone wants to have fun. Forget youngster, everyone wants to
yeah,
have fun. So if you build something, it can appeal to a wide variety of audience.
of course. So also the Indian guys are really talented programmers. So we deal with them a lot, and we know the value of them. And yeah, that's actually our goal to hire more developers across the world, especially India and Pakistan
Got it.
developers. Yeah,
Awesome, Salman. This has been really fun. I hope our
thank you.
viewers also have got insights and valuable advice on gaming and building a gaming company from Saudi. Building in Saudi for the world. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it, and the best of luck.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here, and thank you, and thank for the listeners also. And I'm available for anyone that want to connect and have a chat with me.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.